There's a little brown bottle sitting in your medicine cabinet right now that professional window cleaners quietly hope you never figure out how to use. It costs about $1. It's the same stuff you splash on a scraped knee, and it can leave your glass clearer, streak-free, and more germ-free than that overpriced blue spray you've been buying for years. So grab your bottle of hydrogen peroxide and let's get started. Number 1. The streak-free glass cleaner that embarrasses Windex. Let's start with the trick that makes the whole medicine cabinet worth rating. Hydrogen peroxide is, at its core, just water with one extra oxygen atom bolted on. That sounds boring, but that single extra atom changes everything. It turns plain old water into a mild oxidizer that actually reacts with the gunk on your glass instead of just pushing it around. Here's why that matters. When you wipe a window with plain water, you're smearing the oily film around, the fingerprints, the cooking grease that drifts through your kitchen, the invisible layer of dust and skin oil that builds up on every pane in your house. Water can't dissolve oil, so all you get for your trouble is streaks. Hydrogen peroxide is different. That reactive oxygen bubbles up on contact and breaks down the organic residue, so it lifts off instead of smearing. The version you want is the standard 3% solution you'll find at any drugstore or dollar store for about $1. That's it. No mixing, no fancy formula. But here's the pro secret that separates a streaky mess from a mirror finish. Don't spray the glass. Spray the cloth. When you soak the window itself, the liquid runs down and pools in the corners, and those runs dry into water spots. Instead, mist a clean microfiber cloth until it's damp, then wipe the glass down. For an even more brilliant lint-free shine, finish with a crumpled sheet of newspaper, an old trick that genuinely works. One more tip the window pros swear by: clean on a cloudy day, not in direct sunlight. When the sun is beating on the glass, your cleaner dries before you can wipe it, and that's exactly what leaves those maddening streaks behind. And unlike ammonia-based sprays, hydrogen peroxide leaves no harsh chemical smell hanging in the air afterward. Your windows sparkle, and your house doesn't smell like a science lab. Number 2. The bubble test that reveals invisible germs. This one sounds like a magic trick, but it's pure chemistry, and it's the kind of thing almost nobody knows about. Hydrogen peroxide doesn't just clean germs off your glass, it can actually show you exactly where they're hiding. Here's the science. Hydrogen peroxide reacts with organic matter, bacteria, mold, dried-on biological grime, the stuff you can't see. When it hits that residue, it fizzes and foams as it releases oxygen. That reaction is the whole reason crime scene and biohazard cleaners keep a spray bottle of peroxide on hand. If they missed a surface and it starts bubbling, they know they missed a contaminated spot. No bubbles means the surface is genuinely clean. You can use that exact same principle at home, especially on high-touch glass, like the mirror your whole family breathes on, the glass of a storm door everyone shoves open, or the panes near the kitchen where food particles land. Give the surface a light mist of straight 3% peroxide and watch. Where it foams and fizzes, you found the germ hotspots, the places that look clean but are quietly crawling with bacteria. Where it stays flat and calm, you're good. Then you just wipe those foaming areas down, and the peroxide handles both jobs at once. It's a CDC-recognized disinfectant used in hospitals, and even the everyday 3% strength is effective against a wide range of bacteria, viruses, and mold. So this isn't just a party trick. It's a way to turn your window cleaning into targeted germ hunting, so you're not just moving dirt around, you're actually sanitizing the spots that need it most. Try it once, and you'll never look at your clean mirror the same way again. Number 3. Kill black mold on sills and frames without the bleach fumes. Take a close look at the bottom edge of your window frame, right where the glass meets the sill. See those dark speckles or greenish streaks you always assumed were just part of the paint or the wood grain? A lot of the time, that's not dirt, that's mold, and hydrogen peroxide is one of the best natural weapons against it. Windows are a mold factory waiting to happen. Cold glass plus warm indoor air equals condensation, and that trapped moisture combined with the dust that settles on the sill, gives mold spores everything they need to move in and multiply. This is especially bad in bathrooms, kitchens, and any room that gets humid or poorly ventilated. Here's why peroxide works so well on it. Remember that reactive oxygen? When it hits mold, it releases that oxygen directly onto the spores and tears apart the proteins and DNA that keep them alive. Research has confirmed that 3% hydrogen peroxide can kill mold and fungi on hard, non-porous surfaces, exactly the kind of painted, sealed sills and glass most windows have. To do it, first crack the window open for ventilation and pull on a pair of gloves. Pour 3% peroxide into a spray bottle. You can use it straight or mix it 50-50 with water and saturate the moldy areas until they're good and wet. Then walk away and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. This is the part people rush and regret. The peroxide needs that dwell time to penetrate and kill the spores, not just bleach the surface. After it's had time to work, and you'll often see it fizzing as it does, scrub gently with a soft brush, wipe it clean, and dry the area completely. One honest heads up: peroxide kills mold beautifully on solid surfaces, but on raw, porous wood, where the mold has sunk its roots deep, no surface spray fully solves the problem. For sealed sills and glass, though, it's a cheap, non-toxic, fume-free alternative to bleach that won't have you gagging or gasping while you work. Number 4. Blast out. Filthy window tracks faster than vinegar and baking soda. If there is one part of a window that everyone dreads cleaning, it's the tracks, those little grooves at the bottom that collect a horrifying sludge of dust, dead bugs, pollen, and grime. And if you've ever tried the famous baking soda and vinegar method, you already know the dirty secret. It works, but it leaves you with a foaming, gritty paste that you now have to scrape out of the exact tight channel you were trying to clean in the first place. You've traded one mess for another. Hydrogen peroxide skips all of that. Pour it straight into the track and let it pool over the caked-on grime and any mold lurking in there. Because it's an oxidizer and a disinfectant in one, it loosens the buildup and kills mold at the same time with no paste to deal with afterward. And it's fast. Instead of waiting around for a chemical reaction and then chiseling out dried residue, you let the peroxide sit for a bit, and if you see it bubbling, that's just your sign that it's working on the organic gunk. Give it several minutes to do its thing, then go in with a small stiff brush. An old toothbrush is perfect, and cotton swabs are great for the corners, and scrub the loosened debris toward one end. Wipe it all out with a paper towel or damp cloth, and repeat if the track was especially nasty. What used to be the worst job in the house becomes almost satisfying. The best part is the cost and the safety. It's cheaper than most heavy-duty commercial track cleaners, it's far less harsh than bleach, and it won't leave you with a pounding headache from the fumes the way stronger products can. For a spot that's basically designed to trap filth, that's about as easy as it gets. Number 5. Dissolve baked-on bug splatter and pollen film on exterior glass. The outside of your windows takes a beating that the inside never does. Think about what your exterior glass endures. Months of pollen dusting it yellow-green in spring, cooking grease that vents out and settles, dirt kicked up by rain, and yes, the unfortunate splattered remains of every bug that met its end against the pane. Most of that gunk has one thing in common: it's organic. And organic messes are exactly what hydrogen peroxide is built to break down. That waxy, dried-on bug residue and the sticky pollen film are the kind of buildup that plain water and even some store-bought sprays just smear into a hazy mess. Peroxide's oxidizing action goes to work on the organic material itself, loosening its grip on the glass so it can actually be wiped away instead of ground in. For exterior windows, don't be shy with it. Spray the glass generously or apply it with a cloth and let it dwell for a few minutes to soften everything up. This is the one time you can be a little more relaxed about spraying the glass directly, because you're going to rinse and squeegee anyway. Speaking of which, a squeegee is your best friend out here. Pull it from the top of the window down in clean strokes and wipe the blade dry with a cloth after every single pass. That's the trick that stops you from just dragging the same dirty water across the glass. Work from the top down so drips fall onto glass you haven't cleaned yet, not onto your finished work. And again, pick an overcast day if you can. Exterior glass in full afternoon sun will flash dry your cleaner into streaks before you've even reached for the squeegee. Do this a couple of times a season and you'll be amazed how much more light actually pours into your rooms once that invisible organic film is gone. Number 6. Rescue cloudy, scummy glass shower doors. Technically, your shower door is a window into a lot of soap scum, and it might be the single most abused pane of glass in your entire home. Every shower coats it in a film of body oil, soap residue, and, depending on your water, a chalky mineral haze. Over time, that combination turns clear glass into a foggy, spotted mess that no amount of plain wiping seems to fix. Hydrogen peroxide is a fantastic first line of attack here because so much of that scum is organic, the body oils and soap residue that peroxide's oxidizing power breaks down and lifts away. Spray it onto a cloth or lightly onto the glass. Let it sit a few minutes to work on the buildup and wipe. For flat glass surfaces like a shower door, it also gets a real chance to disinfect since the liquid isn't immediately running off the way it does on a vertical mold spot. Now, if part of your cloudiness is hard water mineral scale rather than soap scum, that's a different beast. Mineral deposits are best tackled by something acidic. And this is where I have to give you the most important safety rule in this entire video, so listen closely. Never mix hydrogen peroxide and vinegar together in a bottle. Combined, they form peracetic acid, which can irritate your eyes, skin, and lungs. If you want to hit both the organic scum and the mineral haze, use them separately. One, rinse thoroughly, then the other, and never store them mixed. Use the smart way. Peroxide gets that shower glass startlingly clear again, and it does it without leaving the whole bathroom reeking of chemicals. Here's a bonus habit worth building. Once your shower door is clean, keep a bottle of peroxide handy and give the glass a quick mist after your last shower of the day. Because it helps stop mold and mildew before they get a foothold, that 30-second spritz can save you from ever scrubbing scum this hard again. Number 7. Disinfect the germous part of your window. Here's a part of the window nobody ever thinks to clean, and it might be the dirtiest of all: the hardware, the locks, the latches, the crank handles, the little tabs you pinch to slide the window open. Every person in your house touches those, usually without washing their hands first, and they almost never get wiped down. They're basically doorknobs that everyone forgets exist. This is where hydrogen peroxide's disinfecting muscle really shines. That everyday 3% bottle is an effective sanitizer, capable of breaking down bacteria and grime on contact. And unlike the glass itself, hardware has all these little grooves and crevices where germs and dust collect. So a disinfecting cleaner does a lot more good here than a plain wipe ever could. The method is simple. Lightly mist the locks, latches, and handles, or better yet, spray your cloth and wrap it around the hardware and then let it sit. This is the key detail. Peroxide needs contact time to do its disinfecting job, so give it at least 5 to 7 minutes to break down the bacteria before you wipe. Then buff the hardware dry with a clean microfiber cloth so you don't leave any moisture sitting on metal. While you've got the bottle out, this is also a golden opportunity to hit the other high-touch spots right around the window: the sill edge everyone leans on, the storm door handle, the blind wand you tug a dozen times a day. It takes about 2 extra minutes, and it turns cleaning the windows into genuinely sanitizing one of the most touched, least cleaned zones in your home. Your family will never know, but their immune systems will thank you. Number 8. Clean the sooty glass on your fireplace and wood stove. There's one window in a lot of homes that gets truly filthy and almost never gets cleaned properly: the glass door on a fireplace or wood-burning stove. After a season of fires, that once clear glass is coated in a black baked-on layer of soot and creosote that blocks your view of the flames entirely. Most people just live with it, assuming it's permanent. It isn't. Hydrogen peroxide is a genuinely handy tool for this because soot and smoke residue are organic, carbon-based deposits, exactly the type of grime peroxide's oxidizing action is good at loosening. It's regularly recommended as a way to clean stove and appliance glass, and the approach is a little different from a normal window because the buildup is so much heavier. Make sure the glass is completely cool first. Never do this on a warm door. Then dampen a cloth or paper towel with 3% peroxide and lay it right against the sooty glass so it stays wet and in contact with the grime rather than just spraying once and immediately wiping. Give it several minutes to penetrate and soften that black layer. For the really stubborn baked-on spots, a classic combo is to sprinkle a little baking soda onto the damp glass to add gentle abrasion, then scrub in circles. The peroxide loosens, the baking soda scours, and together they cut through a shocking amount of buildup. Wipe it all away with a clean, damp cloth and buff it dry. The difference is dramatic. Glass that was solid black suddenly frames the fire again, and you did it with a $1 bottle from the medicine cabinet instead of a specialty fireplace cleaner that costs 5 times as much. Just remember to clean it between uses before the soot has months to harden into place. Number 9, the daily maintenance mist that keeps windows clean on autopilot. The last trick isn't about a deep clean at all. It's about almost never needing one again. Because the real secret the pros know is that clean windows aren't about scrubbing harder. They're about not letting the grime and mold build up in the first place. Here's the idea. Once your glass, sills, and tracks are clean, keep a spray bottle of hydrogen peroxide nearby and give the trouble spots a quick daily or near-daily mist. The sills where condensation collects, the bottom corners of the glass where moisture lingers, the shower door after your last rinse. People who've actually tested this, wiping their sills with peroxide every morning for a couple of weeks, found that the grime and mold lifted off easily and, crucially, stopped coming back the way it used to. You're not fighting a battle anymore, you're preventing the war. It works because peroxide does 3 things in that one quick spray. It lifts the fresh film of oils and dust before it can cement itself on. It kills mold and mildew spores before they get established. And it leaves the glass with that streak-free clarity. 30 seconds a day beats an hour of scrubbing every few weeks every single time. A couple of things to keep it working. Hydrogen peroxide breaks down when it's exposed to light. That's literally why it's sold in an opaque brown bottle, so store your spray bottle somewhere dark and use a bottle that's still fresh. An easy test. Pour a little into the sink, and if it fizzes, it's still active. If it just sits there flat, it's turned to plain water, and it's time for a new bottle. Store it right, use it fresh, and this little habit keeps your windows looking professionally cleaned with almost no effort at all. Before you go peroxide crazy on every pane in the house, a few honest safety notes. First and most important, never mix hydrogen peroxide with vinegar in a bottle and never combine it with bleach or ammonia. Those combinations create harmful, irritating gases. Use one cleaner at a time. Second, peroxide has a mild bleaching effect, so keep it off colored curtains, rugs, and fabric near your windows, and test a hidden corner before you use it on stained or finished wood. And always keep a window open for a little airflow while you work. Use it wisely, and it's one of the safest, cheapest cleaners in your home. So the next time you reach for that pricey blue spray, remember the $1 bottle hiding in your bathroom that does more, costs less, and never stinks up the room. Give a few of these a try and see how much clearer your view gets. Thanks for watching. If this helped you look at that little brown bottle differently, smash that like button and share it with a friend. And hit subscribe so you never miss a video.